Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope it's better than me because I got insomnia, which means that I can't sleep. So here we are trying to entertain people yet again. If you're bored, Julie Mora, there is something that I can tell you, which I'm too afraid of making a YouTube video on this because it's too spicy. But I can tell you how to look for it. It's on Time Magazine. I don't think YouTube would ban me for quoting the Time Magazine, but you never can be too sure because they have algorithms. And this story is actually about one of these algorithms. So you have this AI which is supposed to learn from people and try to mimic a human, and people ask them questions. And one person asked him a question about black women. You should Google that on the Time. The response is very spicy, to the point where people had to shut down the AI. So yeah, that happened. But if I were to actually say what the AI said about women that happen to be black on YouTube, I would probably violate the TOS so hard. It's so hard the TOS would never recover. Like they would have to fix the TOS after that violation. So I'm not risking it. But you can, I mean, it's on Time Magazine, right? It's a big publication. You can find it there. Trust me, it is unbelievably spicy. I mean, the level of spice is like it's in flames. What else should we talk about? You know what, chat? Like, give me a question, give me a topic, because I wasn't planning for this stream, I gotta admit, but I think I can wing it. I mean, I don't record my videos, I don't script them as other people do. So I usually think of things as they move along. Yeah, but this is not the first time they had to shut down an AI. It's kind of funny because AIs, you know, they don't care about sensibilities or anything, like they do math. And they end up being very racist because they just say things without trying to filter them through a thought process or anything like that. By the way, speaking of the Spice Must Flow, they're making a Dune game, and it's going to be a 4X strategy game. And in one way, I'm happy because it's like, oh my god, the Dune game, right? 4X, really good. I am a little bit sad, though, because we're not going to see the Ordos. And it's not the same Dune strategy that we're used to. But other than that, it's good. Shantae was great. What other video recommendations do I have? So if you have enjoyed Shantae, you may try something else from the same studio, which is called River City Girls. Let me just write it here. River City. This one is really good. What do I think about transhumanism? I haven't really looked into it. I don't know what it is. But if you're talking about like the idea of putting a chip inside your brain, I used to like this concept when I was a kid, right? Because if you have a chip in your brain, I mean, think of the possibilities, right? But now the problem is, you understand that that chip is connected to a corporation, and that corporation is a private company which can do whatever it wants, I've been reminded. So it would actually be incredibly problematic. I don't use the word lightly. But basically, think about it, the story from Deus Ex, where you have augmented humans, right? So the augmented humans, they get to replace certain body parts in order to become stronger, faster, smarter. And they outcompete every person that chooses not to get the upgrade. So you end up in a society where the people that get the upgrades, they're just better than everyone else. And the people who don't get the upgrades are left behind. But the problem is that the company that produces those upgrades, they will have immense control over the people who are augmented. So yeah, it's a hellish dystopian concept, to be honest. But I would probably refuse to augment myself. I would probably refuse to have that chip in the brain put. And it's not because of like, oh, I would be worried about my health. It's simply because I would be worried about what the government can do and the people who have access to the switch can do. Because again, my private company can do whatever it wants. I've been constantly reminded this. So, well, if that's the case, I would rather not buy. Thoughts on Shantae and Smash? It will never happen. They keep like the only cool thing about Shantae and Smash is that people just want to have it. Like they want to. So the desire keeps the hype up. The moment they give it, there will be no more hype. So therefore, maybe they can release it as an NFT. That would be great, wouldn't it? Do you have any thoughts on the God's Dog comic by Jonathan? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Better than everyone else is an Anna Kasperian upgrade. But no, like I definitely think that with the augments, like if they actually become a thing, you would have to get it if you want to be part of society. Because, I mean, unless you do certain jobs that don't require augmentation, like for example, being a writer, like jobs that require the human interaction, being a waiter. But even then, so for example, if you're a writer and you can augment your brain to think 10 times faster, like you're going to be able to write better scripts. So yeah, it's going to be really bad when that technology happens. So hopefully that technology will never happen, because if it does, it's going to be a dystopia. Do you think any anime could be made into a good live adaptation? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, there's plenty of anime that can be made into an adaptation. Usually anything that doesn't have a lot of action, like for example, Rental Girlfriend. There's no reason why you can't make that into a TV show. Or for example, Death Note. Now, they decided to make Death Note into a movie. No, like you can actually just make the entire Death Note into a TV show, like episode by episode, and have it a live adaptation. And it's going to work just fine. So there's plenty of anime that can be made to work. But then there's other anime that will never work. Unless, like you find a way to completely take me by surprise. But Dragon Ball Z, just no. You can make Dragon Ball work, like the first one. But like when you go to the Super Saiyan level and all that shit, I don't know. I don't think you can. I don't think you can make it work. David Pars thinks biotechnology could eventually abolish suffering. He thinks the sensation of pain could be replaced with things like gradients of bliss. But the idea of pain serves an evolutionary purpose. So for example, there are people who actually don't feel pain. There is a medical condition for this. And those people, they have a very nasty life. I mean, okay, here's an example. People with diabetes, right? So people who are diabetic can lose the feeling in their foot. So they have no more pain. And because of that, they can step on something and they don't know they stepped it. And it can cause a wound that causes an infection and they can lose their foot. Like, pain is important. It lets you know something is wrong. Plus, like, without pain, you wouldn't appreciate pleasure, right? So it is what it is. But some people are also pleasured by pain. I mean, there are a couple of people who are into BDSM and whatnot. Like, I don't think you want to alleviate pain. What you want to do, however, would be to be able to take away the pain that is in an excessive amount. So you have someone that suffers from chronic pain, or you get someone that's wounded severely, and you want to take away his pain. Yeah, but like I wouldn't want like all the pain that I have in my life to go away. Like, no, I need the pain to know when something's wrong. Like I genuinely would not want to have like something installed or a drug that will just take away all my pain. Like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, the pain is the way that the body tells you that something is wrong. Hello, Abdi. Pain could be replaced with something that provides the same evolutionary benefit of pain, but without the pain. But no, because like even then... okay, so like the reason pain is important is to let you know that something is really bad that you need to fix it. So let's say you have an appendicitis, right? You get to feel an incredible amount of pain so that you go to the hospital right now. Like, you need to go to the hospital right now. Otherwise, you die. But let's assume that pain would be replaced with something else. Let's say that instead of pain, you would have a different sensation that doesn't cause discomfort. And you would know, okay, Well, now if you have an appendicitis, you're like, okay, I have appendicitis, I can go to the hospital later. And you get to see that people think like this when it comes with diagnosing cancer. So women especially. Like this to me always blew my mind at med school, and I asked my teachers, it's like, so if a woman feels that she has like a little ball in her titty, like why doesn't she go to the hospital right there and then? I mean, if I were to masturbate and I find like some weird lump in my scrotum, like I would be at the hospital before I finish taking my hand off of it. Like why would I have like a little rubber ball where it's not supposed to be? And like if I were to grow the third testicle, it's like, dude, see, why is that there, right? So you go, you mean, and women don't do that, right? Like they know they have a lump, they know something is weird, but they don't do that, and they don't do it for several reasons. Number one, they don't want it to be like they don't want to find out it's cancer, which is something that really blows my mind. It's like, okay, there's two possibilities. Like number one, it's not cancer, and then you're fine, and you going and you find out that it's not just relieves you of the stress. And number two, it is cancer, and if it is cancer, it's there regardless of whether you check it out or not. And the only difference is that if you diagnose it sooner, you may live, right? Because the more it progresses. So women don't go, right? Because they don't want to find out. And like when they go, it's stage 3 or stage 4, and it's already too late. So my point is, if it was painful, right? Like if that lump was causing severe pain, no one would stay home. They would go to the hospital the next hour, right? And it's the same with appendicitis. Like you feel the pain and you go to the hospital. Now, if you were to replace the pain with something else, a lot of people will be like, I'm not going to go. Just... So no, like pain has an evolutionary purpose, and the reason you're suffering is to let you know, like, yeah, something is wrong and you need to fix it right now. Like right now, you need to fix it. Thoughts on the whole Abby Shapiro Madonna tweet drama? I haven't seen it. I'm so sorry. Like, a lot of people are asking me questions that I have no idea about them. There are situations where it would be better to not feel pain. Yeah, I did talk about them, right? Like, if you have a system that can take away pain, like a painkiller, and it's temporary, yeah, but like something like to completely take away pain forever, no, that would be a bad idea. Did you know you can get Shantae a milk costume in Smash with the burning town track? No, I did not know that. I actually don't play Smash, to be honest. Someone gave me a Switch, but I didn't pay for the internet connection, and I'm not really that much of a fan. Although I would love to see, like, if they have Shantae in Smash, I would probably buy it. Not going to be near a hospital if I don't have to. I will be by ambulance otherwise. Yeah, a lot of people are reluctant to go to the hospital unless they really have to. So that's not something that... But like, instead of taking pain, why not trying to find out an opportunity to have regeneration? Like, that would be cool. You know, you can regenerate stuff. That would be really nice. Why is pain even bad? I don't know, dude. Take a hammer, take your testicle, make a connection, and then tell me why pain is bad. That is just such... Well, I hope I'll be able to unbore you, R.L. Meyer. I had pain in one of my nuts and shot a bit of blood. What the fuck? I saw the doctor the next day and found out I had an infection from eating spicy food, drinking alcohol? Dude, I've been to med school and I never heard about that. I've never heard a patient that had that. I never had a case where a patient had that. I didn't even found in the hospital archives a case like that. That is so bizarre. Yeah, no, you know what? Let me check it out. No, I don't believe that. That is such horseshit. Ejaculating blood, spicy food. That is just no. So let's see, blood and semen causes. It's usually because of cancer, trauma, blood vessel problems. Dude, I can't, I don't know. I would suggest you go see another doctor, honestly. My advice to you is to go see another doctor, because what you just described, I can't find in any medical literature. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely. I've never heard about something like that. Okay? It is complete BS. Go see another doctor, and go see another doctor right away, because having blood coming out of your pee hole is always an emergency. So go see another doctor. Do not trust what that doctor told you. It's really, really bizarre. I've never heard of something like that. Here is some money for the kittens. Thank you, Sorin. I'll make some pictures of them when I can. It's not so Tactical Droid says people are greedy, so they will use the body augments. It's not that people are greedy, man. It's like, okay, let's say you have a 25-year-old NEET, right? And he just doesn't know what to do with his life. Like, he's got absolutely nothing. So he gets like an augment in order to be able to lift weights effortlessly. So he goes there and he gets a job in construction, and all of a sudden he can do the job that other people have been doing for their life, and he can do it better. So it might also be out of desperation, not desperate. Full disclosure, it was either epididymitis or pancreatitis pain in sac. Either way, an antibiotic fixed it. Doctor was UPMC, and they really know their stuff. Okay, look, I can't find your symptoms anywhere. All right? So if it's epididymitis, that's from an infection, and infections don't have to do with alcohol or spicy food. That is just bullshit. Right? Infection is an STD. So you probably went into the wrong pussy. Okay? Like an epididymitis can cause blood, but it's the inflammation of the thing surrounding the testicle. That's what it is. And it is from bacteria. Now, let's use logic for a bit, okay? Look at me, Sigil Stone. Look at me. Let's use logic. What does antibiotic fix? Antibiotic fixes bacteria, okay? Where do you get bacteria from? Let's do it like this. Do you get bacteria from A, spicy foods? Do you get bacteria from B, alcohol? Or do you get bacteria from C, other people? Well, actually, it can. You know what? You can also get it from D, toilet seat. Look, I will give you an out. I'm giving you an out so that you can find some refuge here. You can you can find a way. you can find a way to walk out with your shame intact. I did have an ultrasound on my sock and it showed nothing. But it doesn't need to show anything. Like if it's... Look, I don't even care about your ultrasound. You said that you had epididymitis, which is the inflammation of the epidym, which is the thing surrounding the testicle, and you said that antibiotics fixed it. Now, feel free to Google it. Antibiotics are for bacteria. They're not for viruses. They're not for spicy foods. No. Like, if it was spicy foods and alcohol, they would tell you to avoid spicy foods and alcohol. All right? They wouldn't tell you to take antibiotics. So your antibiotics are for bacteria, which you got from... Here are some money for the kittens. Thank you, Amoral. In USA court is now the front line. Expect attempts to keep non-normies off of juries. The problem with extremists in juries. Article soon. I don't think they will do that. But to be honest, like, they really can't. Like, no matter how much the press whines about it, they can't, because the jury system is codified by law, so they would have to change the law for it. I also don't have intercourse and don't use public restrooms, so not STD. Okay, if you don't have intercourse, you can still get an STD by touching things. So you can touch a toilet seat and then you can masturbate. It's very unlikely, very rare, but you can get it. So there is, like, if an antibiotic fixed it, it's not because of spicy food. Okay, just stop it. Just stop the misinformation. I mean, look, I'll show you. Look, fine. Yeah, let's look at the internet. What are antibiotics for? Right? And it says so right here. An antibiotic is a type of antimicrobial microbe, right? So germs, substance active against bacteria. So if they gave you antibiotics, they gave you because you have bacteria. It's not because you had spicy food. Spicy food doesn't have bacteria. Or maybe it does, but it's destroyed by the gastric acid in the stomach. Spicy food. Antibiotics won't kill viruses ever. Yes, that is true. The only reason you may give antibiotics to a person who has a viral infection is because you don't want that viral infection to be superseded by a bacterial infection, which can happen because your immune system is focused on fighting the virus, and then the bacteria has a lot easier time of entering your immune system. Anyone else notice that there's purple street lights popping up? Not here, but they're kind of cool. I actually like purple street lights. What is the difference between viruses and prions? So viruses are very small entities which are at the limit between existence and non-existence. Prions are kind of like an enzyme, and they tell your cells what to do. So prion would be mad cow disease. They're very rare, but they exist. So yeah, like prions are more like an enzyme, while viruses they hijack your cells and then they self-replicate using your cell. Many diseases are parasites, virus, bacteria, tag teams. Not really. I mean, yeah. Prions are proteins. That's actually a better way of explaining. See, we didn't even study that much about prions at med school because they're very rare in Europe. Like at the time, the only prion we had was the mad cow disease. If I'm not mistaken, I may be mistaken. I think Kuru disease is also a prion. Let me check to see if Kuru disease is. So Kuru disease happens when you eat another person's brain. Oh yeah. So it is a protein, right? So Kuru disease is a very rare disease. It's caused by an infection protein found in contaminated human brain tissue. Yeah. So the people from New Guinea practice a form of cannibalism in which they ate the brains of dead people as part of a funeral ritual. So yeah, I still remember things. It's been more than 6 years, but I still remember things from med school. Antibiotics can fix it because spicy food alcohol inflames the tissue and the infection sets in. But okay, then that would mean that you had an infection with a bacteria, which was the problem. But even then, like, why would you assume that the infection from a bacteria comes from eating spicy food? And even, okay, if you ate spicy food, the thing most affected by your spicy food intake would be your throat, your stomach, your colon. Like, why would it be that the only thing that actually got infected and started peeing blood was your prostate or your balls? Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Why didn't your throat get infected then? Why didn't the small intestine get infected first? Like, why is it that the rest of your body is fine, but it went all the way to your reproductive organs, and that's the one that got most affected by spicy food? Now, I mean, it would be more logic that you would have an ulcer or a gastritis if you had a lot of nasty spicy food, but it makes no sense why everything else would be fine, and even then, alcohol, like, I would really look for a pancreatitis, but like you're saying you didn't have pancreatitis, and okay, whatever. Hey, look, if you're fine, you're fine. Let's take that as a win. The guy either got an STD on the weirdest way possible, or he went into a spicy quick. Well, he says he didn't have sex. Now, by the way, there are other ways you can get STDs without having sex. So you can have a blood transfusion, you can have surgery, you can have the very rare case where you get it from a toilet seat. And the way you get it from a toilet seat isn't necessarily that you put your cock on the toilet seat, but is that you rest your hand, like when you lift the seat, right? You use your hand and you lift the seat. And then when you go home and you masturbate with that dirty hand, you can get an STD, but it's very rare. It can happen, but it's rare. Alternatively, like here's another possibility, right? Like we always have microbes and germs into our body, and maybe your immune system dropped for some other reason, and that's when it happened. Escherichia coli is actually a bacteria which is often the cause of this. Like you have it in your body, and normally it doesn't hurt you, but sometimes if your immune system drops, you can have an infection with E. coli, but it would not be at your balls anyway. From food, not really, but yeah, like wash your hands. Why do I have so many dislikes? I have no idea. I don't think I have. Let me check. But YouTube has been bugging as of late. I'll look in a bit and I'll tell you if I have dislikes. It's actually weird because I usually like in order to get dislikes you have to piss people off a lot. No, I actually so if it shows I have dislikes, well, people are obviously going to dislike it now that I'm saying, but please don't. I have 0 dislikes right now on this stream. I said it could be pancreatitis. It was either fixed and the human body doesn't make sense. Yeah, but pancreatitis rarely. Okay, fine. You know, I'm not going to go. Pancreatitis would hurt a lot at your abdomen. Like the pain would be excruciating. It does happen after you drink a lot of alcohol. Yeah, I mean it's definitely something that it's kind of like a belt. That's how you feel the pain. It's a constant feeling of pain in your upper abdomen, like in the shape of a belt, and it doesn't go away. And you would notice it when they do the blood works. But okay, whatever. You know, I don't want to milk you of every single dollar you have left. You probably gave me more super chats than you gave your medical doctor just to talk with me. So, Kuru disease is a disease that affects the butt, according to Romanian language. Yeah, everyone laughed about it at med school. Your wife walks in when you're playing Smash, and her me dressed like Shantae. As her me dressed like Shantae, her reaction. My wife is actually very fine with anything that's hentai related. Like she doesn't care. She can look at hentai herself. Like she's not that prudish about it. And it's not like other women that are like, oh my god, if you're masturbating, you're cheating on me. Like, no, she doesn't give a fuck about that. Yeah, open-minded as in like she's not going to freak out. Like as long as I'm not looking at another woman on Facebook, that it's fine. Like if it's just hentai, like if I were to look at what is it, rule whatever 34 of Shantae, like she would just roll her eyes, but she wouldn't freak out about it. Like she wouldn't go like, oh my god, you mean? Here's another $10 because I got my Christmas bonus. Jesus, and you wasted all on me. And I enjoy your content. By the way, was Sticks right that you're a furry? I used to be a furry, okay? I used to be a furry and then I got a girlfriend. But I used to be a furry when I was younger. We're talking, I think it's, at this point, it's probably more than 15 years ago. So, yeah. But Sticks probably heard about it and doesn't know that I stopped. It's like, yes, people grow out of it. It's a phase, you know, when the emo chick is angry that her mom says it's a face. Like, no, it's not a face. This is the real me. And then she grows and she gets out of it. Yeah. Your wife works in a hospital, so she probably understands that the fluids have to be evacuated somehow. I mean, I don't know. It's a topic that we never got to go through, but yeah. Watch out for spicy coochie. Yeah. I remember. Well, I shouldn't say this, or like take a chili pepper, and then on 1st of April go down on your lady. The reaction is priceless. Actually, don't, because you might get slapped. You have no idea how much UPMC doctors cost. This is nowhere near what they cost after including in my network insurance premium. It's not about like the cost, man. Like a doctor can be wrong. Just saying. But hey, like if you got antibiotic and it actually fixed the problem, then it's good. Why do people assume that I had a fursuit? So fursuits are incredibly expensive. From what I could gather, they can go all the way up to $10,000. Why the fuck would you think that the Romanian 15 years ago had $10,000 to buy a fursuit? And even then, I always found fursuits to be absolutely lame. Like when I was a furry, I used to like the art, with Rogue the Bat and other type of things like that. Like that was cool. But I always found fursuits to be cringed. Like they were absolutely, positively cringe. And I never understand. It's like, why would anyone do anything like that? I mean, yeah, like it would have been cool if Rogue the Bat was real, but a fursuit of Rogue the Bat would not, like, it would just be cringe. It's kind of like when you have an anime live adaptation, like the Cowboy Bebop type of thing. It just... how would you react if you come home to your wife dressed like Rogue the Bat? She would ask me if I have gone insane, I think. Or if she were to dress like Rogue the Bat, I would just tell her to take that shit off. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Grow the fuck up. Not all furries have fursuits. In fact, most of them don't. Like, most of furries that I knew found it absolutely cringe. What level of furry were you? So just the type that likes art. I would have enjoyed looking various pictures on the internet. Where berserkers furry? I don't know about that. I never went to any convention, thank God. Especially now that I'm thinking about it, because I was underage at the time, and given like what I heard about some people do at those furry conventions with people that are underage, I'm really glad I didn't go. And not for the lack of wanting, it's just that there weren't any in Romania. Again, thank God. I'm really happy I wasn't in Germany or in the United States. If you never actually play dress up, are you even a furry? You know what? Okay, fine. I'm not a furry. There you go. Okay. I answered your question. Never played dress up. Furry light trademark. God. Look, I lost a subscriber now because of my honesty. Because of my dark and shameful past, Jaded AF couldn't handle it anymore. Jaded, I'm really sorry I disgusted you. Look, if you're a Christian man, you need to believe in redemption, right? So I tried to redeem myself. I tried to live a better life. I left all of that sin behind me. I got married now. I'm a good boy. I'm a productive member of society. Jaded, please do not go. Apparently, like, I actually looked it up. It's like the half-life for a furry is around 10 years. Like, people grow out of it within 10 years. So, that is it. What is your opinion on the furriness scale? So, like, the thing with the furries, when I was in the fandom, most of them kept it to themselves. Like there was this guy, Uncle Kage. He was a scientist, I think. And he actually told the furries, like, don't talk with the media. Keep it to yourself. Like, people want to understand what you're doing. You know, it's a fetish. Like, just like the BDSM community, just keep it locked up. Don't talk about it, right? It's not something that you want to share with the public. Nowadays is the opposite. Like furries are going to be very loud. They're going to talk about their stuff nonstop, and it's a really good recruiting ground for Antifa, which is kind of funny because there's two versions of Antifa. Like I understand, like there's the furry Antifa and there's the actual Antifa, which hates furries as well. But the reason it's a problematic is because if you think about furries, right, they're people who have nothing else to do but sit at home at the computer all day. And these are the people who can do Twitter activism. So they can try to get other people fired. They can write emails. They can do all of that. And if you guys remember, like some of the recent controversies where people got fired online, when you look at it, like most people that are doing the activism are furries, right? So it's a really good rabbit hole. It's a really good innocent kid to far leftist pipeline. Hey V, you are right. The pain is important. Having sensory disorder, I don't feel it the way others do. Bones have been broken and healed wrong. Jesus, Rangi, that's yeah. I heard about cases like that. I know there are certain people which can't feel pain, and it's not really happy to be them. What do you think of Blue Origin sending a fervor to space? I've no idea. I've again, like people keep asking me stuff this stream with stuff that I've never found out. Furry Antifa, people are laughing. Look at the furry fandom, right? So their biggest website is owned by a self-proclaimed Antifa member. They will even allow like violence to be depicted there as long as it's the left doing the violence. There was actually like this guy. I remember like he had oh yeah, he's very famous in the furry fandom. His name is Foxler, right? And this guy is a gay Latinx man. And he's also brown looking, right? But he wore a costume which had like instead of a swastika, it had the armband, and it had like the red paw, you know, like a the fursuit had the paw on it where the armband is supposed to be. So because of that, he had a fatwa, like a furry fatwa on his head. Some of the more prominent furries, they said that if anyone punches him at a convention, they will give $5,000 to the person that punched him. Like, just so you can understand the level of political leadings that this fandom has. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm really glad I left. Yeah, just Google Foxler and you'll find out what I'm talking about. It's a pretty big face in the fandom. This happened like I think it actually happened like 4 or 5 years ago. If Shuan Head was a furry, she'd be all about Foxler. No, if she was a furry, Foxler wouldn't be interested because the man is gay. But I keep saying, you know, it's like, okay, so fine, I'll show you. Fuck. Give me a second. Why can't I find Are we on? I hope we're on, because this is okay. So this is the guy, right? And because of this suit, Like, people said that he's a Nazi, and actually he was just cosplaying, right? Like, it's make believe. But the idea that this guy is a Nazi, like, you're trying to tell me that if this guy walked up to these gentlemen and said, oh, hi guys, I'm just like you. Oh, we want to hang out together. Like, you want to hang out together. What do you think would happen? Like, it is so obvious just how ridiculous the proposition is. Moving away for garbage, do you play Fallout 76? I'm looking for a... Do people still play that? Do people still play that? Why? What is wrong with you? I usually don't like to shame people who gave me super chats. But why? I mean, look, I remember like it was yesterday. So, Fallout 4 comes out, and I'm really upset about it because it looks like Fallout 3. I'm like, why are they milking people of money? Like, it's literally the same game, the same assets. Like, there's almost nothing new, right? So they just made Fallout 4 in order to get some money from people. Okay, fine. And then they come out with Fallout 76, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is going to be good, you know, because it's a new game. And then they say, no NPCs. It's like, what the fuck do you mean no NPCs? Like, no NPCs. It's like, imagine Baldur's Gate with no NPCs. Well, it's like PvP. Like, you get to make your own of it. Fuck off. Like, that's not what Fallout is. No. Siglystone, no. Okay, you're wrong. No. It's not Fallout. No. Like, I understand you like it, you know. I mean, you're the target demographic, but I would rather them actually make a Fallout 5 than to encourage them to make this bullshit. You have no idea how lucky we are that Fallout 76 didn't take off. Because if it did take off, you'd probably now see Fallout 77 and Fallout 78 and Fallout 79, and you would never see another Fallout 5 again. Okay? Like, Fallout is Fallout. I'm expecting for Fallout 5 to come out. And then I'll probably play it, if it's good. But Fallout 76, get the fuck... No! Horrible. 76 does have NPC now, and is proper Fallout? Okay, fine, let me check. Fallout 76 user reviews. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Hey, chat, can you ay, ay, ay with me? Like, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. The fuck? Look at this review bombing. Why is no one complaining about this review bombing? Review glittering, or how could I say? How the fuck can you give a 10 to this game? What the fuck is wrong with you, Nuclear? How can you give a 10? Really? A 10? This is a perfect game? Yeah, as I said, why my powers are, as former president of the United States, I declare Fallout 76 as non-canon. Does it even have a story so you can declare it non-canon? Not to mention, like, someone actually pointed out that it does contradict the lore. Like, it's got access to some of the tech that shouldn't exist at the time. I forgot which is what, but whatever. 76 does have NPCs. You teased me about my avatar. Well, Isaac, you're a furry. If Fallout 76 is free... No, even if it's free, I wouldn't buy it. What do you think about soccer to make using NFTs? Is going to be on tomorrow's video. User review all you like, but that first impression and it changed. Okay, fine. You know what? There's so many other games I want to try. Like Fallout 76 is probably on the bottom of my list, even if they fix it. It's done. It's done. You know, they messed up in the beginning, and it's done. It's over. It's just no. I don't care what they're doing. Like no. It has a story. Probably should not. I didn't even. So from what I understand, like the Vol 76 was supposed to be like Voltec, and sorry, it was supposed to be like Vol City, as it was perfect, and people were supposed to actually colonize the West, the wasteland. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. Same thing with No Man's Sky. Again, another game that I'm not touching. Story in Fallout 3 was lackluster. Not really. I mean, the Fallout 3 story was kind of good. I mean, I was really curious about the father and where did he go, and then you find him, and it's like, oh well, you know, the Enclave is back at it, and you have the Brotherhood of Steel. It wasn't a bad story. It wasn't as good as Fallout 2, but it was okay. Fallout 4 was actually a more meh type of story. I even forgot, like, it's so forgettable, I even forgot who the villains are. It was like some underground scientists that were trying to improve the wasteland. And the toasters that you were supposed to care about. Yeah. But no, I mean, Fallout 3 wasn't that bad. The best one, obviously, was the New Vegas Fallout. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, story-wise, Fallout 4 is probably the weakest. Why was my video on NFT was crazy? Oh, crazy good. I see. Oh yeah, and I also love the Fallout 3 thing where the president is an AI. Like I really love that. Be nicer to Slingstone from Spicy Quitchigate. The games he plays, you are being too unnecessarily savage. But look, like he keeps dishing it out to me. Like, what can I do? Like, if he keeps serving it, I'll just slam the back down. Like, do you want me to lie to the poor man and say that yes, you know, Fallout 76 is actually good? It's like after 10 years they got NPCs. I mean that is such progress. Wow, they got NPCs. Like, what's next? Where are they going to go? The heights that game is going to reach. Maybe they're going to start making it. Maybe they're going to decide that it shouldn't be a first-person shooter and it's going to be like an isometric RPG. Can you imagine? Oh my god. Actually, to be honest, if they actually do that, if they make it an isometric RPG, I would play Fallout 76. That would be crazy. Like, who would make an isometric RPG? Ignore the last guy. Enjoy our game. Dude, how rich are you? Like, how much money do you have? You gave me so much. I think you gave me like $100 by now. Calm down. Jesus. Let other people give something. Elder Scrolls Online. I actually played it. It didn't have enough to hook me. But to be honest, at the time I was also playing World of Warcraft, so I couldn't afford having 2 subscriptions. And yeah, I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't enough to get me hooked. I gotta say, for some reason, games that had cool boobies managed to captivate me, and World of Warcraft had the Night Elves. And you could press /dance and hit enter, and ooh la la. So you couldn't do that in Elder Scrolls Online, which bummer for them, I guess. Yeah, I'm starting to think that Siglistone is actually Todd Howard, and it's a ghost account of it's a burner account of Todd Howard, coming into my chat to try to get people to play his game. He's really desperate. have I seen the state of World of Warcraft? Well, I know they stopped working on World of Warcraft because the Blizzard had the problem, right? So they didn't stop working on the game when it was buggy. They didn't stop working on the game when people were complaining that there's no content. But they did start working on the game when Blizzard got accused. As for the game itself, I understand that Sylvanas is the shit. Like, no one can beat Sylvanas. She's unbeatable. She is the champion. There is nothing you can do against her. She's stronger than Arthas. She's stronger than the dragon aspect. She's stronger than the elder gods. She's just like, she is so Tsuyoi. I mean, my god, like Sylvanas, I don't know why Sargeras was so cocky, because like the only reason Sargeras was cocky is because he never tried to take the Undercity and fight Sylvanas. But other than that, no, like she is just the best. I think that the only person who can defeat Sylvanas is another woman, probably Tyrande, but not really, because Tyrande looks straight, so it would have to be an LGBT woman pitted against Sylvanas. Like that is the only way that they might actually reach a draw. But no, like Sylvanas is the end all be all. Like she is just like I don't even need to know who she's fighting against, because she's going to win. They even gave her a masculine chin. Let me see if I can find it. Like, let me see if I can find the masculine chin for Sylvanas redesign. There's a cinematic. Oh yeah, here you go. I mean, she's getting a jawline that makes me jealous. Like, if I had a jawline like her, oh my god. I don't think I can find the cinematic. I think it's where she's saying for the Horde. Oh yeah. This is the one. Look at this. I mean, that jawline. Oh my god. She can cut diamonds with it, right? So this is how she looks like now, and just so you can understand how she used to look like, so you can make like a little bit of a difference. Yeah, I mean, look here. All right. Look at this jawline, man. Look at the broad shoulders. That masculine energy flowing through her. And she used to look, well, actually, she's, this is the fan art of her. You know, this is how people can make fan art, which is a lot more better than the official art nowadays. But, well, what can you do? Can Goku beat Sylvanas? Absolutely not. Like, if Goku were to fight Sylvanas, like, she would fire one of those black bullshit arrows, and it would hit Goku, and it would just take him down from Super Saiyan God level Super Saiyan all the way to base form. And then Sylvanas would walk, and she would grab the arrow, and immediately she would go into Super Saiyan God Super Blue form, and she would steal Goku's shit. Like, there is no way. Now, if Goku goes Ultra Instinct, what Sylvanas would do is that she would fire so many arrows that it would be physically impossible for Ultra Instinct to dodge them all. Like, even if Ultra Instinct is, like, dodging, like it would create a new lore. Like, she would break the lore. It would create that Ultra Instinct can only work under, like, some body limitation. Like, even if you see it, you can't dodge it. Even if you see it and and you want to dodge it, if your body isn't fast enough, it wouldn't dodge it. So she would fire like some arrows that are faster than Goku, and she would eventually still hit him, and from Ultra Instinct he would go back to base form, and then she would get Ultra Instinct. Like that, there is no there is no character in fiction that can beat Sylvanas. Like, she is just that powerful. She's just that strong. Slickstone, are you into domination, or do you like being dominated? Who's gonna keep your Romanian self making videos if no one else does? Last one though. Even my Christmas bonus has limits. It's like I'm really I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm not like millionaire chicas that are like, oh yes, just give me money. Like if I know that people are giving me too much and then they don't have anything for themselves, I feel bad. Captain Marvel? No, I don't think so. No. And I'll tell you why. Because Marvel just has so many other progressive characters that they can afford to have a Marvel character take an L. Blizzard doesn't. Like Blizzard, like they're all in on Sylvanas. It's the power of the entire corporation behind Sylvanas. I think she would dominate Captain Marvel. The only person that would probably stand a chance against Sylvanas, and it wouldn't even be a loss for her, it would just be a draw. It's probably Rey from Star Wars. Like Rey from Star Wars would actually, like Sylvanas would fire an arrow and Rey would deflect it with a lightsaber, but the arrow would just try to puncture through the lightsaber. So Rey would use two lightsabers. Like she would take the other lightsaber and then use two like an X, and that would deflect the arrow. But by deflecting the arrow, it would cause like an explosion, and both her and Sylvanas would go unconscious. So it would be a draw. But that is it. Like that is not. One Punch Man would have absolutely no chance against Sylvanas. Like again, like Sylvanas would fire an arrow, and One Punch Man would just refuse to dodge because he's like One Punch Man, right? Like he wants to see what happens. But the arrow would actually penetrate him, and it would drain his power, and it would make him like before he did all of the exercise, before he did the 100 push-ups, 100, So no, One Punch Man cannot beat Sylvanas. But it makes sense, Rios, you see, because it's the jailer. The jailer gave her the power, so she got the power from the jailer, and it's actually his power. You see, it's not hers. So that's why she can actually beat the FO, everyone. Jesus versus Sylvanas. Oh, dude, like, do you even want to go there? Good morning, V here. Take my breakfast money. Thank you. Check DM. Funniest shit I've ever seen. All right, let's check DM. The Incredible Hulk gets stronger. No, like Sylvanas would fire an arrow, and the Incredible Hulk would just get happy. Like she would fire a happy arrow at him, and because now the Incredible Hulk is happy, so because the Incredible Hulk is happy, he would not be powerful. It would rob him of his strength. A guy with no arms commits an armed robbery. Get the fuck out. This is... Oh, come on. This must be fake. Like, there is absolutely no way. Just, dude. I don't think this is real. Okay? Like... Dude... I mean, this guy is this person? Hold on, is this person a customer or is it? I think it's the accomplice, right? Because like if this person is a customer, it's very easy for. God damn, that is funny. It's on the internet. It must be true. I'm actually going to like if it's true, you're going to find it in the papers. All right. So let me check it out. Guy with no arms robs store. Holy shit, it's true. Okay. Yeah. Paralyzed deaf mute teenager tried to rob a jewelry store in Brazil. That's okay. Can she vibes? Anyway, right, it's been an hour. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and thank you for the super chats.